right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Put on hold. More St. Louisans come forward saying they could not get through to 911.
Faux fall. A little early taste of autumn to spice things up, but it is August, and some of the hottest days of the summer may be just a week away.
The last well in St. Charles shut down.
We are now completely reliant on St. Louis for our usage, which runs, right now it's running between 6 and 8 million gallons a day.
Why the water is...
We start tonight with breaking news. Just 2 hours ago, a grand jury in Georgia returned 10 indictments related to the election interference probe surrounding former President Donald Trump. Good evening, I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. You just saw the NBC News special report. Mr. Trump is among those named in the indictment. This is the fourth indictment against the 2024 GOP frontrunner for president. Developing tonight in St. Charles, city leaders have shut down their only remaining water well due to more contamination.
It comes as Ameren's already working to clean up previous water contamination there following orders from the federal government. Our Brent Solomon just got back from St. Charles. So Brent, do we know yet, is this new problem connected?
Well, Ann, that's exactly what the mayor thinks. Tonight, he's asking Ameren to produce results that show him otherwise. We reached out to Ameren ourselves, and the company is not so quick to take the blame.
Everyone deserves clean drinking water, no matter where you live.
It's why Kara Elms with City of St. Charles Clean Water Advocates is ringing the alarm.
I've been asking about how this site is being monitored.
She's referring to the St. Charles well field, where the EPA ordered Ameren to remove cleaning solvents from decades ago that led to contamination. At the time, St. Charles closed 6 of its 7 wells as a result. Monday, city leaders announced they now have to close the remaining well.
What we suspect is Ameren, in their process of cleansing the substation, has released a lot of chemicals into the soil, which stripped out the contaminants. Thank you. But it stripped everything else out too.
The mayor says that includes ammonia, a vital solution for keeping drinking water clean. Now, the city is paying more to purchase more water from St. Louis for people who live in St. Charles. Over the weekend, city leaders discovered unusually low levels of ammonia in the well field.
How low is it, and where should it be?
So the ammonia level that we are currently at is approximately a third of what it should be. It's too low for us to be able to continue to produce safe drinking water.
An Ameren spokesperson telling us, quote, "We have not received any data or analysis indicating that a report of an issue at the Elm Point water treatment plant is connected to Ameren. We remain focused on remediation efforts at our substation. All work has been approved by the EPA and is done under the agency's supervision."
We'd like to, source our own water and not be dependent on someone else.
All right, so this month, St. Charles was preparing to turn its water wells back on. The city purchased an $8 to $10 million water system upgrade to accompany Ameren's cleanup efforts. Well, then this problem surfaced. For now, the options are to continue purchasing ammonia and/or continuing buying more water from St. Louis, both coming at a cost to taxpayers.
A fall-like feel tonight in St. Louis. Temperatures are dropping into the 60s almost overnight, but you may encounter some fog when you head out the door tomorrow. Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with what you can expect. A lot of kids going back to school this week, too.
This week and next week, it's back to school. Next week, I'll still have that summertime feel, but we are getting a break in that tonight. Temperatures today only in the 80s around St. Louis, and if you work overnight, and there's a large number of folks that are actually working overnight on the highways because there's a lot of construction work going on, they are loving this kind of weather for sure because temperatures have cooled off. We're already in the upper 60s and lower 70s right now around St. Louis. Still kind of partly to mostly cloudy. This system to our north that's responsible for allowing this cooler air brought us some rain still this morning, but that's all pushed away. Now some of these low clouds are trying to push across the region. As they tend to break up some, we could see some fog developing during the overnight hours, especially in the River Valley areas. But quiet weather has returned. This is a nice taste of autumn, but it's faux fall, as we know. Heat's going to build back into the weekend, and as we head into next week, perhaps some of the hottest weather we've had all summer long, Ann.
New tonight, a couple packed up their bags and moved out of downtown St. Louis just hours after witnessing a double shooting. Tonight, they told our Christine Byers the most terrifying part was when they tried to call for help. Christine?
That's right, and this couple tells us that they're moving in together faster than they ever thought they would after they called 911 repeatedly and no one answered their call. They are the latest viewers to contact 5 on Your Side and tell us about the delays that they're experiencing when calling 911 in the city.
We started hearing a bunch of gunfire. We thought maybe 30 to 40 rounds.
Elizabeth Faraci and her boyfriend were in his apartment just 1 block away when it happened.
And then we heard screaming outside. So I started screaming at him to call 911.
Their phone records show they called 911 at least twice. City leaders have said callers should not hang up and should follow the prompts an automated system gives them to reach the type of dispatcher they need. Faraci's boyfriend, who did not want to go on camera, says the automated system didn't work for him.
I did. I even pressed 3 and was just waiting for another good 5 minutes till I finally hung up and then eventually tried again.
Faraci said police arrived between 15 to 20 minutes after they started calling 911, and no one ever did answer their call. Police say it happened in the 1500 block of Olive when 2 groups started arguing and several people opened fire. Both shooting victims survived, and police have not yet made any arrests.
So this is an urgent need that, as an elected official, as a city, we need to figure out.
Alderman Rasheen Aldridge says there's a way to fix the city's dispatcher shortage. Starting pay for city dispatchers is $39,000.
I don't think anybody in public safety should be making less than $48,000, and I still think that's low.
And you make double that.
I do. To be honest, I think our dispatchers are worth just as much as our aldermen are paid because their job is just as critical. Every year we're giving all city employees a 3% raise, and we gave our public safety even more on top of that. But we got to find the money because it's necessary. It's necessary to do.
Faraci's boyfriend isn't going to wait for it to happen.
Definitely don't want to stick around here. Definitely moving out of the greater St. Louis area into a more safe place.
A police spokesperson tells me that he will be getting us information about those response times on Tuesday, and we will update this story as soon as we get that. Live outside police headquarters, Christine Byers, 5 on Your Side.
Tonight, the city of St. Louis is narrowing down the future of the old jail known as the City Workhouse. It closed in 2021 after claims of inhumane conditions from inmates. Today, the city released a list of the ideas for the 23-acre site. Some of the ideas include an industrial site, renewable energy, a memorial or museum, animal shelter, recreation site, or returning the land to native tribes. There will be another survey soon to narrow down the choices, and then a committee will present them to city leaders for a final decision.
Tonight, police are looking for the thieves who stole several veteran memorial plaques from Jefferson Barracks Park. Among the items stolen, a marker dedicated to Wagner Electric employees killed during World War II, and a bench plaque dedicated to veterans of the Battle of the Bulge. They were stolen from the Veterans Memorial Amphitheater. Anyone with information, please call St. Louis County Police. Numbers on your, the number is not on your screen. The number is 636-529-8210. There it is.
Well, today, Missouri Governor Mike Parson put pen to pavement. He held a ceremonial bill signing in Forestell for a bill that will provide nearly $3 billion in funding to expand Interstate 70. The money will be used to add a 3rd lane to both sides of the highway from Wentzville to Blue Springs outside Kansas City. Business owners and drivers believe this will ease congestion and make the interstate safer.
People moving out to this area, you know, they're wanting to get away from the city, come out here where it's a little bit more, they think it's more laid back, but it's still tough, you know, with the traffic, and the infrastructure just isn't quite here yet for it.
It'll be several years before this project is complete. Plans will be shared at public meetings later this month. The first is August 28th. That's at Wentzville City Hall. A second will be held August 29th at the Warren County Administration Building.
Today was the first day of school for students at East St. Louis High School. Staff and leaders were there to greet the students with encouraging signs as they got off the bus and headed into the building. More schools in the Metro East will open later this week. Public schools in Missouri will open next week. We have a back-to-school guide at KSTK.com. For a link, text the word school to 314-425-5355.